Relax now. Let your body sink into comfort. Feel the way your breath moves gently in and out, like waves against a soft shore. Each inhale fills you with ease. Each exhale releases tension, letting the weight of the day drift far, far away. Notice the stillness around you. Imagine the faintest breeze brushing your skin, carrying the scents of meadow grass, fresh earth, and the whisper of wildflowers. Overhead, the night sky stretches wide, dotted with countless stars glowing softly like lanterns guiding you into peace. Our story today begins beneath those very stars, a lone shepherd, tending his flock under the quiet of night. He stands on a gentle hillside, staff in hand, the soft curve of the land rolling away into valleys touched by silver moonlight. His sheep graze quietly nearby, their wool glowing pale against the starlit meadow. From time to time, a small bell tied around one sheep's neck rings faintly, just a delicate chime. Like a lullaby carried on the wind, the shepherd hums a tune to them, low and steady, his voice calm and warm. It is a song as old as the hills, passed down through generations of watchful keepers of the flock. His melody is simple, yet soothing, each note carrying comfort. Each sound reassuring the sheep that they are safe, that the night is kind, and that rest will come. In medieval times, shepherds often carried small wooden flutes, sometimes called shepherd's pipes. Their sound was soft, clear, and sweet, perfect for filling the quiet meadow with gentle music. Night, in your mind's ear, you can hear such a flute. Imagine its delicate notes rising into the night air, weaving with the shepherd's hum, blending with the tinkling of sheep bells, creating a harmony that calms both flock and listener. The stars above seem to listen. The wind pauses to carry the tune further across the hillside. Even the grass, swaying softly, moves in rhythm with the song. As you picture this, notice how your breath follows the shepherd's music, slow, gentle, and steady. With every inhale, you feel wrapped in the safety of the night. With every exhale, you drift deeper into peace, just like the flock, resting in the meadow under the stars. The shepherd lowers himself onto a smooth stone by the edge of the meadow. His staff rests beside him and his hands cradle the small flute carved from wood, worn smooth from years of use. He lifts it slowly, tenderly, as though greeting an old friend, and brings it to his lips. The first notes drift out softly, like threads of moonlight woven into sound. They rise into the cool night air, delicate and clear, floating above the flock. Each tone lingers gently before fading, and in its place comes the soft chorus of night, the quiet stir of leaves in the breeze, the faint murmur of a brook winding through the valley, the occasional tinkle of sheep bells answering the melody. The flock hears the song, and their movements slow. The lambs settle closer to their mothers, curling into the softness of wool. The older sheep pause in their grazing eyes half closed, lulled by the music. One by one, they kneel into the grass, their bodies sinking into stillness, their bells giving one last delicate chime before rest. The shepherd watches them, his heart steady and warm. His melody has always been a promise, one that says, "You are safe here, beneath the stars. You are watched over." The night holds no harm. Far above, the sky opens wide and endless. The stars glow brighter, scattered like jewels across deep velvet. The shepherd's tune rises toward them. And for a moment it feels as though the stars themselves hum in reply, their light pulsing gently with the rhythm of the flute. You may notice your own breath now, falling into that same rhythm, slow, easy, flowing like the shepherd's song. With each inhale, imagine drawing in the cool night air of the meadow, crisp and refreshing. With each exhale, release the weight of your day, letting it dissolve into the quiet night. Around you, the meadow stretches on, peaceful and vast. The grass bends gently with the wind, whispering softly. The brook in the distance trickles over stones, its voice mingling with the lullaby of flute and bells. The world is hushed, softened, serene. The shepherd lowers his flute for a moment, his humming returning, deep and low, blending with the night. He gazes upward, eyes tracing constellations, as if listening for some ancient wisdom written in the stars. His flock breathes deeply, their rest mirroring your own, circle of calm beneath the heavens. The shepherd leans back slightly, resting against the stone, his eyes half closed. The flute rests across his lap now, its wooden surface glowing faintly in the moonlight. Around him, the night deepens, but it does not feel dark, it feels gentle, safe. Like a great blanket wrapping both shepherd and flock in calm. The sheep breathe in unison, soft and steady, the kind of rhythm that soothes without needing words. A bell rings faintly now and then, not sharp, but light and tender like glass, touched gently with a fingertip. Each sound becomes part of the music of the meadow. In the distance, a breeze drifts through the trees, brushing against their leaves with a whisper. The rustle carries like a sigh, slow and unhurried, folding into the shepherd's hum. Even the stars above appear to sway with the melody, as though the whole universe has leaned closer to listen. He hums an older tune now, one his father taught him, and his father before him. A melody shepherds once played on long nights to keep themselves awake, yet it was gentle enough to keep the flock calm. Long ago, medieval shepherds would carve their pipes from willow or elderwood, shaping them with patience. Their music was never meant for grand halls, but for the quiet company of sheep, for the wide fields, and for the night sky itself. The shepherd closes his eyes and imagines those who came before him. Men sitting in meadows, centuries ago, under the same stars, guiding their flocks with hums and flutes. It feels like a thread, running through time, connecting him to a song without end. You may begin to notice that same thread within yourself, an ancient calm. Always present, always waiting to hold you when the world grows still. Every breath you take follows the rhythm of the song. Every exhale carries you deeper into rest. Every sound, the bells, the breeze, the soft hum of the shepherd brings you closer to peace. The flock is quiet now, every sheep settled, their wool like small clouds scattered across the meadow. The shepherd's song drifts over them like a lullaby, soft as starlight, steady as the earth beneath. And in this moment, all is well. All is still, safe. The night stretches onward, yet time seems to soften here. The shepherd's humming is so steady, so gentle, that the hours melt away like mist under the warmth of dawn. His flock is calm, their small breaths rising in little puffs of cloud, faint in the cool air, dissolving into the starlit sky. The shepherd tilts his head back, gazing upward. The stars seem countless, yet familiar. Some shine brighter, some dimmer, all forming patterns the old stories once told. He follows them with his eyes, tracing shapes: hunters, bears, swans, all part of a sky that has guided travelers and shepherds alike for ages. In his humming, there is no hurry, only presence, only stillness. Tune does not ask for applause. It is not for grand halls. It is for the flock, for the earth, and for the sky. It is for peace. And you can feel that peace moving through you now, as though you, too, are seated in that meadow, wrapped in night's quiet arms. The faint sound of water reaches your ears again, the brook moving gently over its stones. Its voice is steady, patient, soft. Sometimes, if you listen carefully, running water sounds like it is whispering words, though none you need to understand. It simply reassures, saying all is well, all is calm, all is safe. From time to time, a lamb shifts in its sleep, its bell chiming once, then fading. Each sound is delicate, like a star falling across the sky, gone before you can follow. But leaving behind a sense of wonder, the shepherd lowers his voice now, humming softer until the melody is almost more breath than tone. He rests his hand on the grass beside him, feeling the earth cool and firm beneath his palm. The grass sways gently, brushing against his fingers as though responding to his touch. You may feel the same connection, the way the earth supports you, holds you, asks nothing of you. Notice your breath once more. Inhale slowly. Let the cool calm of the night fill your chest. Exhale gently. Let go of every thought, every tension, every weight. Sink deeper, softer, calmer. The shepherd exhales too, his breath a long sigh. His eyes close, but his humming does not stop. Flows into the night, into the sky, into the very air you breathe. And in its flow, you feel carried safe, steady, and at rest. The meadow is wrapped in a hush so deep, it feels sacred. The stars shimmer above, patient and eternal, as if they have leaned closer to listen to the shepherd's quiet tune. His song is no longer just a sound. It is a thread that weaves together the stillness of the night. the gentle rhythm of the sheep's breath, and the soft murmur of the brook. In this weaving, you may feel yourself drifting too, as though you are becoming part of the shepherd's story. Each note falls like a feather, slow and weightless, touching the earth and vanishing, yet leaving behind calmness that lingers. The shepherd shifts slightly, his cloak rustling like leaves stirred by a breeze. The sound is comforting, a reminder of warmth and shelter. The cloak smells faintly of smoke from old fires, of wool, and of the open field scents that carry with them the essence of a simple life, steady and kind. He reaches for his shepherd's flute, lying beside him in the grass. The flute is made of wood, worn smooth by years of use. When he lifts it to his lips, the first notes sigh into the air. They are low, tender, flowing as though the night itself has found a voice. The melody does not rise quickly, move slowly, step by step, like the path of a traveler wandering down a gentle hillside. It is soft enough to lull, yet clear enough to guide your imagination into dreamlike landscapes. The sheep stir faintly, bells chiming in response, as though they recognize the tune. Some lay their heads back down into the grass, their small eyes fluttering shut. The night listens. Even the brook seems quieter, waiting for the flute to finish each phrase before answering with its silver trickle. You may notice your breathing sinking against low, steady, relaxed matching the shepherd's quiet flute. Each exhale is a release, each inhale a gift. You are safe here, with him, with the stars, with the flock. The melody rises, just enough to sparkle, like moonlight catching on the surface of a pond. Then it falls again, low and soothing, like a lullaby. The shepherd is not performing, is simply playing to the night, to the sheep, to himself, and to you. As you listen, your eyelids may feel heavier. Thoughts drift farther away, like clouds moving across a sky that will always remain clear behind them. The shepherd's song invites you deeper, deeper still, till only calm remains. The shepherd lowers the flute for a moment, letting the last note dissolve into the night air. It lingers, as though the stars themselves have caught the sound and now hum it silently, a resonance in the sky. His hand rests on the wood, warm from his breath, and he gazes upward. The vast dome of the heavens feels close, as if each star is a candle hung for him alone. Around him, the sheep breathe in a rhythm that is almost musical. The gentle rise and fall of their sides makes the meadow itself feel alive, pulsing softly, cradling him like a lullaby woven from wool and starlight. Their bells chime now, and again little accents of silver scattered through the night. He leans back against a rock, its surface cool against his cloak, grounding him, steadying him. You may notice your own body becoming still too, as though you, like the shepherd, are being held by something ancient and solid. The breeze drifts again, brushing across his face, tugging at strands of grass, carrying with it scents of earth and flowers that only bloom in the hush of night. The shepherd closes his eyes, listening not with his ears, but with his whole being. He hears the delicate song of crickets, the faint whisper of an owl's wings as it glides silently across the sky. He hums once more, no longer needing the flute, wordless, flowing like a stream. It mingles with the bells of the sheep, the rustle of the meadow, and the silence of the stars. Every sound is tender, soothing, as though the world has chosen only the softest notes tonight. As you listen, you may feel a softness spread within you. Tension eases, thoughts quiet, and the space inside your mind becomes like the meadow wide open, filled with peace. You can almost imagine lying on the grass beside the shepherd, watching the stars, letting your breath melt into the rhythm of the night. The shepherd knows that these hours between dusk and dawn hold a kind of magic, not the bright, dazzling kind, but the subtle, quiet magic that heals simply by being present. He understands that his song is not meant to change the world, only to cradle it, to comfort it, to remind it of its own gentleness. He hums softer now, as though singing you directly to sleep. The hum fades into stillness, and for a moment, the world seems to pause alongside him. The flock has grown quiet, their bells no longer ringing, their bodies curled into little clouds of wool upon the meadow. Above, the stars burn patiently, steady and unhurried, and the shepherd feels their calm descending into his chest like a gentle weight. He closes his eyes, and in that darkness, he sees more light than ever before. Shapes of constellations seem to draw themselves behind his eyelids, ancient figures of hunters, lions, and swans traced in glowing lines. Each shape reminds him of old stories, tales once told by firesides and passed through generations. You may imagine yourself listening to such tales too, your body warmed by a hearth, the crackling fire blending with soft voices. The shepherd breathes deeply, in and out. With each breath, the cool night air fills him with clarity, while the slow exhale loosens him into restfulness. Knows that breath is its own kind of music, rising, falling, pausing like a song too old to forget. From the corner of the meadow, a brook murmurs quietly, water flowing over stones polished smooth by centuries. The sound is faint, a silver ribbon of noise, yet its rhythm is as calming as the shepherd's song. Together, the brook, the breeze, and the bells weave a harmony of pure serenity. He places the flute to his lips once more, this time playing barely above a whisper. The notes are airy, almost like sighs, carried only a few steps before dissolving into the still night. They mingle with the faint chiming of a bell as one sheep stirs and then settles again. The shepherd smiles. This is not a performance, not a display, but a gift, a lullaby for creatures that trust him, for the stars above, and perhaps for you as well. His song seems to say, "Rest now. You are safe. The world is soft tonight." And as you imagine lying beneath that sky, listening to the shepherd's night song, you too may feel a softness wrapping around you. Every note is like a blanket pulled gently over your shoulders. Every sound whispers reassurance, until even the thought of wakefulness seems to drift far away. The shepherd's melody carries on, tender and unhurried, like footsteps wandering down a quiet path. Each note rises like mist, floats briefly, then settles back into the meadow's hush. His flock, nestled close, breathes in steady rhythm, their soft bodies glowing faintly in the starlight. Their bells give only the lightest tremble, chiming like fragments of dreams. Above, the sky deepens. A river of stars stretches endlessly, spilling silver light over the earth. The shepherd tilts his head back to drink in the view, the flute resting quietly in his lap. He knows this sky has been here for all who came before him, other shepherds. Kings, wanderers, all gazing upward, all soothed by the same celestial hymn. His mind drifts to stories of medieval shepherds who carried simple flutes made of wood or bone. By day, those flutes guided the flock, their tunes practical, steady. By night, they became instruments of comfort, weaving songs to calm the sheep in the heart of the shepherd himself. Those old notes seem to hum within him now, timeless, unchanged. A breeze curls across the meadow, bending the grass in a soft wave. It brushes his face, cool yet kind, and carries the faint perfume of wild thyme and heather. The shepherd breathes it in, filling his chest with the scent of the earth itself, grounding him deeply in the moment. You too may notice your own breath slowing, deepening, each inhale a sip of calm, each exhale a letting go. He begins to hum again, low and steady, letting his voice join with the night sounds. The brook's murmur, the rustle of leaves, the cricket's gentle song all seem to accompany him. His voice is not polished, not grand, but warm, human, and tender. A song that carries no words, yet speaks directly to the heart. It is a lullaby for the meadow, for the flock, for the stars, and for you. Each note seems to reassure, you are safe, you're watched over. Rest will come easily. The shepherd leans back once more, cloak drawn around his shoulders. His flock is quiet, the world is hushed. The night itself seems to hum along, a song that will carry on until dawn. The meadow is wrapped in stillness now, as if the shepherd's song has coaxed even the restless winds into slumber. The stars shine brighter in the silence, each one a lantern hung with care, their glow both distant and intimate. The shepherd lifts his eyes toward them, and for a moment, it feels as though the heavens lean closer, listening to his quiet hum. He tilts the flute once more to his lips. Now the notes are slower now, spaced apart with long pauses in between. Each pause feels like an invitation for the listener, an invitation for you to breathe deeply. Let the silence be as healing as the sound. Inhale slowly, and then release. The melody mirrors your breath, guiding you gently into deeper calm. The sheep shift softly in the grass. A few bells tinkle, a delicate silver sound that rises and falls like sparks drifting upward. The flock is peaceful, and their calmness ripples outward into the air, into the earth, into your own body, until your muscles soften and your thoughts grow quiet. The shepherd leans forward, resting his elbows on his knees, and continues playing. The tune is old, perhaps centuries old, passed down from shepherd to shepherd, from hillside to hillside. Its notes carry not only comfort, but memory of long nights, glowing fires, whispered prayers, and skies just like this one. Far away, an owl calls. Its voice is low, resonant, as though echoing the shepherd's flute. The sound fades and then returns, steady, rhythmic, part of the night's orchestra. The shepherd listens, smiling softly, and plays a phrase that answers the owl as if conversing across the meadow. The breeze stirs again, gentle, tender, brushing through the grass and carrying the tune outward. It moves like an unseen hand across the land, smoothing every hill and hollow, reaching you where you rest. Each gust carries with it a whisper. Rest. Soften. Let go. The shepherd hums once more, softer and softer, until the sound is barely there, just a vibration in the air. A lull that seems designed to settle the soul. His eyelids grow heavy, his body relaxed. But still he plays his night song as a devotion, an offering, a thread of peace spun beneath the stars. And as the song lingers, you may find yourself ready to drift further into rest. As though the meadow itself has opened its arms to hold you, the shepherd's body grows still, yet his presence remains like a steady flame in the dark meadow. His flock lies nestled around him, a constellation of quiet shapes upon the earth. Their wool reflects a faint shimmer of starlight, glowing softly, as though the heavens themselves have poured silver across their backs. The flute rests in his hands, and though the notes come slowly, each one is deliberate, full of warmth. They flow out and dissolve into the night like ripples on a calm pond. Every ripple touches the silence gently, never disturbing it, only adding to its depth. Around him, the night breathes. The crickets sing in their patient rhythm, a steady hum beneath the melody. The brook at the edge of the meadow murmurs, its voice low, constant, timeless. Now and then, the breeze stirs the grass, a faint sigh sweeping over the land. Together, these sounds weave into something greater, lullaby not just for the flock, but for the shepherd, and perhaps for you. You may notice how your own breath has fallen into rhythm with these sounds. Inhale slowly, deeply, as though gathering the cool night air into your chest. Exhale gently, fully, as though offering your breath back to the stars. Each cycle loosens you more, softens you further, drawing you into the meadow's timeless calm. The shepherd closes his eyes and lets the tune guide his thoughts away. He does not worry about the dawn, nor the path ahead. For now, his whole world is here, stars above, sheep beside him, earth beneath him. The simplicity of it all is enough, more than enough. Sheep stirs nearby, its bell giving a single, clear chime, then falling silent again. The shepherd smiles faintly, reassured by the sound. He lowers the flute, letting the quiet reclaim its place. He begins to hum, low and steady, the sound almost blending with the crickets, as if he were part of the night itself. His hum is not meant to rouse, but to cradle. Each vibration is soft, soothing, reminding all who listen that rest is safe, that night is kind. The meadow listens, the stars listen, and you too are listening, drifting further into the gentleness of the shepherd's night song. The shepherd leans back against the soft rise of a hill, his cloak pulled snugly around his shoulders. The earth beneath him is cool and firm, anchoring him as the sky stretches endlessly above. He feels small beneath the stars, yet also connected to them, as if each one has cast a thread of light straight into his heart. The flock is quiet now, their breathing is steady, their bells still, save for an occasional chime when one shifts in sleep. These tiny sounds sparkle in the silence like echoes of the stars themselves. The shepherd's ears catch them all, but his heart interprets them not as noise, but as reassurance. Every bell says, "We are safe, we are watched, all is well." He lifts the flute again, but this time, he does not play a full tune. Instead, he releases single notes, drawn out and airy, allowing the pauses to fill with the meadow's own music. The notes rise and fade, like stars blinking gently in and out of sight. Between them, you can hear the brook, the crickets, the whispering grass. It is a conversation between silence and sound, both equally important, both equally soothing. You may feel yourself following this pattern: sound and silence, inhale and exhale, presence and release. Each note draws you in, and each pause lets you sink deeper until you are floating somewhere between waking and dreaming. The shepherd sets the flute aside once more, resting his hands in his lap. He tilts his head back, letting the starlight wash over his face. He closes his eyes and hums again, softer than before, his voice almost blending with the night breeze. It carries no words, only warmth, like the sound of a heart beating close to yours. Far in the distance, a wolf howls, but the sound is faint, carried from another valley. The shepherd does not stir, nor do the sheep. They know the flock is safe, the meadow is watched, and the night holds no threat here. Even that distant cry feels like part of the greater harmony, a reminder that life continues beyond the meadow, beyond the song. But here, within this circle, all is calm. The shepherd breathes deeply, slowly, fully. His hum drifts into silence. And in that silence, the meadow itself seems to sing. The meadow lies in perfect stillness, as though the shepherd's song has folded a blanket of peace over the land. The stars above gleam brighter now, their reflections scattered faintly in the surface of the brook. The shepherd opens his eyes and watches the water glisten, each ripple catching moonlight as if carrying it away in secret. He pulls his cloak tighter, not from cold, but from comfort, trapping himself as one wraps a child. His body feels heavy and warm, yet his mind drifts light as air. He lets his gaze wander from the water back to the sky, tracing the shapes of constellations. Each one tells an old story, a myth whispered through centuries. He does not need to remember the words, only the feeling that stories live in the stars, that they shine as reminders of lives once lived and dreams once dreamed. The sheep stir faintly, bells chiming in soft intervals like distant church chimes. Their rhythm is slow, irregular, yet soothing, and accidental music that blends with the brook and the wind. The shepherd listens, and in that listening, he feels no need to add anything. The world is already singing. You too may notice how sound and silence blend together around you. The faint rustle of air, the imagined bells, the echo of the shepherd's hum all create a cradle for your thoughts. You can let go of trying to hold them. Let them drift like leaves on a current, moving away softly, gently. The shepherd tilts his head back once more and exhales long, slow, and deep. The breath leaves him like a sigh, a sound so soft it seems to dissolve before reaching the grass. With it, he releases the weight of the day, the tending, the walking, the endless horizon. What remains is only this moment, the stars, the meadow, the flock, the song of night. He does not play now, nor hum. He simply listens, allowing himself to be part of the music already surrounding him. In this stillness, he feels the same calm, spreading outward, as though even the earth itself is breathing, steady and safe. And in this deep quiet, the shepherd closes his eyes, not in sleep, but in reverence for the night's song, an endless hymn sung not with instruments or voices, but with peace itself. The air is cool, but not biting. It carries the gentlest edge, like a reminder of dawn waiting far away. The shepherd draws a slow breath, letting the crispness settle in his chest before releasing it again in a sigh that softens into the grass. Around him, the flock shifts faintly, wool brushing against wool, a sound so subtle it feels more like a memory than something real. He rests one hand on the flute, the wood smooth beneath his fingers. He does not lift it yet. Instead, he traces the grain of the instrument, feeling how time has worn it smooth. Generations of shepherds before him perhaps carried tools like this simple. Hand-shaped, carved for comfort, not display. The knowledge comforts him, for he knows he belongs to a lineage of quiet watchers, caretakers of both flock and night. The bells stir again, a single sheep raising its head to blink at the stars before lowering it once more. The chime rings out pure and delicate, then fades into the hush. The shepherd smiles faintly. Such sounds are gifts. He thinks small blessings carried on the air, reminders that peace can be heard in the simplest moments. You too may hear these soft bells within yourself. in the quiet rhythm of your own heart, in the gentle echo of your breath. Each sound is a bell, a reminder that you are present here in this meadow of calm. Finally, he lifts the flute, but he does not rush. He waits, letting silence embrace him, letting the night itself seem to lean closer. Then slowly he breathes into the wood. The note is low, round, almost like a sigh. It does not travel far. It lingers close, like a candle flame that glows only for those near enough to see it. Another note follows, then another, strung together like pearls on a thread. Each tone is fragile, almost transparent, and yet it holds a weight, the weight of care, of intention, of gentleness. The tune is not meant to dazzle, only to soothe, to cradle the flock, the meadow, and perhaps even you. The shepherd lets the notes drift away into the night, one by one, until again only silence remains. A silence that is not empty, but full of stars, full of breath, full of rest. The silence after the flute's last note feels like the soft closing of a door, not an ending, but a gentle sealing of peace within the meadow. The shepherd lowers the instrument to his lap, resting both hands upon it. His fingers feel warm from the wood, as if the flute carries a memory of every note played, each one a flame still glowing quietly. He looks out across the meadow. The sheep are settled deeply now, their sides rising and falling in unison, their bells no longer chiming but resting, waiting, dreaming. They are like islands of quiet in a sea of grass, glowing faintly under the spill of moonlight. Their stillness gives him stillness. Their rest gives him rest. Above, the sky has deepened to its darkest blue. The stars burn steady, 1,000 pinpricks of light against velvet, each one flickering like a tiny heartbeat. The shepherd feels them as companions, silent guardians who keep their watch as faithfully as he keeps his. A breeze slips across the meadow, slow and delicate, carrying with it the scent of moss, heather, and distant pine. It brushes through his hair and cloak, a caress so light that it feels almost imagined. He exhales softly, and in the quiet that follows, he feels as though the earth itself has breathed with him. You may notice the same in yourself. Each inhale gathers the cool, star-filled air. Each exhale releases it gently, leaving your body more at ease, more settled, more ready to drift. The shepherd does not play again. Instead, he tilts his head and listens, allowing the meadow to sing its own song. The brook murmurs faintly. The crickets keep their patient rhythm. The grass whispers as the night air moves through it. Together, they form a hymn, too subtle for the day, a hymn only the night reveals. He closes his eyes, surrendering to the music of the world. His hum joins it, low and steady, woven into the chorus without standing apart. The sound is not for performance, but for presence, a way of saying, I am here, belong. I am part of this piece. And with every hum, with every star, with every breath, the night folds more deeply around him and around you. The meadow feels timeless now, as though the world outside no longer exists. Only this field, the sky, this song remain. The shepherd's hum drifts gently, more vibration than sound, and the air seems to carry it like a thread of silk. It stretches outward, touching the flock, brushing the grass, winding its way into the silence of the stars. The sheep, comforted, lie in small clusters. Their bodies rise and fall in unison, their warmth shared, their dreams perhaps braided together beneath the same sky. Occasionally, one lets out a sigh, soft and low. The sound blending seamlessly with the hum of the shepherd and the whispers of the breeze. Each sigh is like a tiny echo of contentment, a confirmation that all is well. The shepherd lets his voice fade, leaving behind only the stillness. Yet even silence here feels alive, like a companion breathing beside him. He lowers his head slightly, closing his eyes, and allows the weight of the day to slip from his shoulders. No worries remain, no tasks demand him. Only the present moment, steady and calm, matters. You too may feel the release, as if each breath allows another layer of heaviness to fall away. The world narrows to simplicity. Breath in, breath out, the safety of night, the comfort of rest. The brook at the meadow's edge gurgles softly. Weaving its way between stones, it sounds like a quiet story told without words. The crickets sing their steady chorus, a reminder that life continues, even in stillness. Together, they form a lullaby that needs no beginning and no end, only the endless flow of sound and peace. The shepherd places the flute beside him on the grass. Its presence is enough, even without music. The meadow no longer needs melody, for the night itself is singing. He leans back, supported by the gentle rise of the earth, his cloak wrapped around him, his body heavy with calm. The stars above glimmer as if nodding in agreement, each one a small beacon of peace. Their light travels far, across endless miles, only to fall here, in this quiet meadow, bathing the shepherd, his flock, and you in silver calm. And as the shepherd drifts deeper into stillness, you may find yourself drifting to soothed by the night's unbroken song. The air grows cooler, but it is the kind of coolness that soothes rather than chills, a gentle balm after the warmth of the day. The shepherd draws the cloak closer, feeling the fabric settle like a comforting hand upon his shoulders. His body feels heavier now, as though the earth itself is inviting him to rest more deeply. The sheep are utterly calm. Their forms lie scattered like small white clouds across the meadow, motionless except for the slow rhythm of their breathing. When the bells stir, they sound like distant chimes carried on a breeze, fading quickly into silence. It is as though the night itself listens carefully, then folds each sound into its lullaby. The shepherd gazes upward once again. He chooses one star among the countless others and fixes his eyes upon it. The longer he looks, the brighter it seems to glow, until the rest of the sky fades into a soft backdrop. He imagines the stars singing too, though its song is too high, too fine for human ears. Yet he feels it like a gentle vibration in the chest, like the heartbeat of the heavens. He closes his eyes, holding the star's presence within him, and breathes with the night. His breath deepens, slow and rhythmic. Inhale, drawing in the peace of the meadow. Exhale, releasing every trace of weariness. Each breath carries him closer to stillness, closer to the edge of dreams. The brook babbles softly nearby, its water slipping between stones with a voice that has spoken for centuries. The shepherd tilts his head slightly, listening. The water's song is constant, unbroken, carrying the kind of patience only rivers know. Its rhythm wraps around him like a cradle made of sound. You too may find yourself rocked by this rhythm, your body loosening with each gentle flow. The night is safe. The meadow is soft. You are held within the same quiet that holds the shepherd and his flock. The shepherd hums once more, just a breath of sound, rising and fading like smoke from a hidden fire. His voice does not seek to fill the silence, only to join it, to harmonize with what already is. The hum fades quickly, but the comfort it leaves lingers long, wrapping the meadow, the flock, the sky, and you in unbroken calm. The shepherd lowers himself slowly onto the grass, the earth beneath him cool and welcoming. He folds his arms beneath his head, gazing upward at the wide canvas of stars. Above him, the constellations shimmer like lanterns hung in the rafters of the universe. Each one feels like a guide, a companion, an ancient presence that has watched countless nights just like this one. The sheep stir only faintly, the soft sound of wool brushing against wool as they nestle into their chosen places. Bells chime faintly again, but their tones are so delicate they seem more imagined than real notes, drifting into dream before fully reaching the ear. The shepherd breathes slowly, his chest rising and falling in a rhythm that blends with the steady pulse of the world around him. Inhale, the meadow's sweet air, carrying hints of grass and earth. Exhale, the weight of the day, dissolving into the coolness of night. Each breath carries him further away from the concerns of waking life, deeper into stillness. Recalls the old flute once more, the shepherd's flute that many before him had carried. He imagines its slender wooden body, its holes smoothed by years of gentle use. He envisions lifting it to his lips, letting the night guide his fingers, letting the stars teach his breath. In his imagination, the first note rises like a whisper, blending with the brook and the bells. The second note follows, softer still, until the melody is less a song and more a sigh of the earth itself. And though no flute rests in his hands tonight, he feels its presence in the hum of his heart. The music is here, not an instrument, but in being, in the flock, in the quiet. In the night sky watching over all, the grass cradles him gently, and the soil beneath feels like an ancient bed, carved by time itself to hold a body at rest. The breeze drifts across his skin, a cool caress that brushes away lingering tension. It carries with it the faint rustle of leaves in the distance, whispering secrets older than memory. You too may feel the same ease. The same surrender, your body light against the weight of the earth, your breath joined to the quiet chorus of the night. There is nothing more to be done, nothing more to hold. Only the vast calm, stretching outward endlessly, waiting to carry you into dream. The shepherd closes his eyes, and behind them, the night becomes even richer. Without sight, the sounds grow sharper, the brook trickling with patient clarity, the bells swaying with tender cadence, the distant call of an owl threading through the dark. Each sound arrives slowly, one after another, and then overlaps until they weave into a tapestry of stillness. It is as though the entire meadow has become an orchestra, with the stars above conducting their light, guiding every note. The shepherd feels this music move through him, dissolving what remains of his restless thoughts. He remembers tales told by older shepherd stories of how the flute could summon calm, not only for sheep, but for the mind itself. That a single melody could quiet storms of worry, could slow the heartbeat, could make sleep descend like a gentle rain. And even now, though he does not play, he feels that same gift drifting toward him. The air itself carries the music, wrapping around him in invisible threads of comfort. The sheep are nearly silent now, their bells muted as they sink deeper into their own night of rest. The shepherd listens for their breathing, and when he hears it slow, steady, unbroken, he feels reassured. Their calmness is his calmness. Their sleep invites his own. Above, the Milky Way stretches like a river of light. He imagines dipping his hand into it, feeling cool radiance stream through his fingers. He imagines the stars as lanterns guiding him further inward, further into the sanctuary of his own dreams. Each one flickers softly as if winking, reminding him that the universe itself is vast, but tonight it is also safe. His thoughts loosen further. The edges blur. The ground, the sky, the flock, all merge into one gentle presence. He hums one last note, almost too faint to hear, and it lingers in the air like a lullaby carried on the wings of sleep. And as that note fades, so too does the weight of the day. The shepherd rests fully now, suspended between the embrace of earth below and stars above. His night song is ended, but the silence that follows is even more soothing. You too may drift into that silence, letting each breath become slower, each thought become softer, until there is only the gentle, endless night. The meadow is hushed now, as though it too has drifted into slumber. The only movement is the tender rise and fall of the sheep as they breathe, small clouds of warmth, leaving their nostrils in the cool night air. The bells sway less and less, their final tones scattering like silver droplets into the quiet. The shepherd rests still, his body softened into the earth. The grass beneath him is no longer something he lies upon, it has become a part of him, as though he is growing roots into the soil, steady and calm. The night holds him as gently as a mother cradling a child. Above, the stars shift almost imperceptibly. They glide across the sky in their slow, eternal dance, reminding him that time passes here without demand. The universe does not hurry. The sky is in no rush, so neither must he be. Somewhere in the distance, a night breeze stirs the trees. Their branches rustle softly, not in warning or worry, but in reassurance, like a whisper that says, "All is well. All is safe." The shepherd lets those words echo inside him. They sink deeper than thought, deeper than memory. They settle into his very heartbeat. His breath slows further, the rhythm matching the sheep nearby. He is no longer leading them. He is simply one among them, another creature finding peace under the sky. This togetherness, this unity, soothes him in ways words never could. The shepherd imagines the ancient flutes once more. Perhaps in another time, another meadow, another shepherd, played through the night until his flock fell into deep rest. Perhaps this same tune floats endlessly through the ages, invisible but always present, guiding weary souls into calm. He feels himself part of that lineage now, a keeper of night, guardian of quiet. The air grows cooler, and it brushes against his skin like a soft veil. The longer he lies, the deeper he sinks into warmth within, as if the glow of his heart is enough to keep the chill away. Sleep beckons him more strongly now. It curls around him like a gentle mist, softening edges, dissolving the weight of body and thought. His mind drifts into dream, as if following the stars into their eternal river. And you too, listening now, may feel that mist wrap around you. You may let your breath ease, your eyes close, your spirit surrender to the quiet. There is nothing left to hold, only the calm, only the night, only the song of sleep itself. The night deepens, and with it, the sense of timelessness grows. The shepherd lies still, his body so relaxed that it seems part of the earth itself, his breath rising and falling like the hills that cradle the meadow. The sheep shift gently in their sleep, wool brushing softly against wool, bells giving off the faintest sigh of sound before settling again into silence. Each tiny chime is like a star falling into the quiet air, a reminder that peace is not the absence of sound, but the harmony of small, tender notes blending with stillness. A breeze glides across the grass, carrying the coolness of night. It stirs the shepherd's hair and brushes his cheeks, as though the sky itself leans down to soothe him. The breeze passes over the flock as well, and the sheep do not stir, for even the wind seems hushed and respectful in this hour. The shepherd's hum has long since faded, yet its echo remains within him. He imagines again the shepherd's flute, that simple pipe of wood, and the way it must have sung across countless fields in ages past. He envisions distant shepherds in faraway lands, all beneath the same stars, coaxing their flocks to rest with gentle melodies. Comforts him to know that he belongs to this unbroken chain of watchful guardians, all joined by song, by silence, by the quiet labor of love. He lets this thought drift, and soon his mind drifts, two images, melting one into another. The meadow becomes softer, the stars blur into a hazy glow, and the brook's murmur begins to sound more like a dream than a stream. The shepherd feels as though he is floating, not on the grass, but on something lighter, something endless. Perhaps he is lying on the sky itself, adrift among stars that keep their distance but still shine down, offering their watchful comfort. And in this floating, this surrender, he finds a deeper rest than words can name. He surrenders fully to the night, his body at ease, his mind at peace, his spirit lulled by the harmony of earth and sky. You too may feel that floating calm, as though carried gently by something larger, something tender, something that asks nothing of you but to rest. The shepherd drifts deeper, the weight of the day gone, leaving only a feather-light sense of ease. His body no longer feels heavy upon the earth. It feels as though the earth itself has taken on the task of holding him, supporting him in perfect stillness. The flock is quiet. Their breathing has become the soft chorus of the meadow, each sheep a note in a song of rest. Now and then, a bell shifts faintly, but the sound is no longer a call to attention. It is a lullaby, weaving its way into the hush of the night. The sky above glitters with its eternal lanterns. The constellations are familiar, yet tonight they seem closer, warmer, as though the stars lean down in affection. Their light is not sharp, but tender soft halos glowing across the shepherd's closed eyes, bathing his thoughts in silver calm. The brook continues its murmur, its voice steady and eternal. It has seen countless nights like this one. It has sung to countless wanderers, shepherds, and dreamers. Tonight it sings to him, and to you. Its song is one of constancy, flowing forward without rush, without end. A reminder that rest, too, has its rhythm. The shepherd imagines that ancient flutes still play somewhere far away. Perhaps beyond the hills, another guardian lifts a wooden pipe and lets the air of night create melody. He cannot hear it, but he can feel a tan, invisible thread tying all shepherds of the night together. The music hums in his chest, in his breath, in the very silence around him. His mind loosens further. Thoughts become lighter, thinner, like wisps of smoke that rise and then dissolve into the stars. There is no need to chase them. They vanish gently, leaving space for stillness. The grass cradles him, and the cool night air settles upon him like a blanket woven from wind. He is safe, he is held, he is part of something endless. And you, listening, may feel the same. You may allow your thoughts to drift like smoke, your body to rest as though the earth itself carries you. With each breath, the world softens until there is nothing but quiet, nothing but stars, nothing but peace. The shepherd lies in perfect ease, as though the meadow has become a cradle just for him. His arms rest softly at his sides, and his breath has slowed to the rhythm of the flock. Inhale, exhale. The steady pulse of life moving without effort, without strain. The sheep are still, their shapes like quiet clouds scattered across the field. Their bells now barely stir, the faintest chime ringing out only when a dream makes one shift. Each tiny note fades quickly into the hush, swallowed by the velvet night. Above, the stars continue their ancient journey. They drift slowly westward, their light brushing across the meadow in silent blessing. The shepherd feels as if the heavens themselves are watching over him, their calm gaze assuring him that all is well, all is safe. The brook's steady voice deepens in tone, or perhaps it is simply that the shepherd is sinking deeper into its rhythm. It no longer sounds like water, it sounds like a song sung beneath thought, a song older than words. He does not need to understand it, he only needs to listen. His mind touches the memory of the flute once again. He imagines its breathy notes rising, floating, wrapping around the stars. Each note drifts upward, carried away like a prayer. He feels the melody calm him further until even imagining becomes too much. And all that is left is sensation, coolness of air upon his cheeks, the softness of grass beneath his palms, the glow of stars above his closed eyes, the warmth of life beating slowly, gently, within his chest. All of it merges into one single awareness: rest. The shepherd sighs once, the sound feather light, and then he surrenders fully to stillness. His night song is not sung aloud, but carried in his breath, in the silence, in the space between each heartbeat. And you too, here, may let yourself surrender. You may allow stillness to carry you as though the entire night bends low to cradle you. With each breath, let go a little more. With each exhale, drift a little deeper, till you, like the shepherd, are part of the quiet that has no end. The meadow rests as though it has folded itself into a dream. Every blade of grass leans into stillness. Every leaf on the distant trees whispers softly in the breeze, then falls silent again. The air itself feels slower, thicker, like a gentle tide that carries calm instead of water. The shepherd does not move. His body has become weightless, as though it has melted into the meadow's embrace. He no longer feels the need to hold himself. He is being held, carried, supported by something vast and timeless. The flock breathes quietly. Their warmth gathers in the cool air, rising faintly in soft clouds that disappear into night. Their bells have grown so quiet that the shepherd no longer hears sound. But the memory of sound, the kind of memory that lingers even in dreams. Above, the stars glow brighter, though not with sharpness. Their light has softened, becoming more like a veil of silver dust spread across the heavens. He imagines them as ancient lamps, tended by hands unseen, lit to guide all who rest beneath their glow. The brook's murmur continues, but it too has changed. Its voice is no longer a stream flowing through stone and earth. It has become a lullaby. One note drawn out endlessly, deep and soothing, a hum that seeps into his very bones. The shepherd imagines that lullaby reaching into him, calming every muscle, every thought. He imagines it reaching the sheep as well, smoothing their dreams so that they drift into pastures of peace. He imagines it reaching you too, as you listen now, softening your breath, easing your mind, settling your spirit. The night is vast, but in its vastness, it holds only tenderness. There's no demand, no burden, no urgency. Only the long, slow unfolding of quiet. Only the gentle weight of sleep approaching like dawn over a field. The shepherd sighs once more, and the sound melts into the silence. It is the last note of his night song, fading into the stillness that follows. And you too may let that note carry you. You may allow yourself to drift with it, beyond the meadow, beyond thought, into the endless hush where dreams begin. The night has reached a deeper stillness now, one that feels almost sacred. The shepherd lies within it, as if wrapped in a cloak woven from the quiet itself. His breath is slow, so soft that it blends with the hush of the meadow. The sheep are curled in clusters, their wool like rounded stones resting upon the earth. Even in their sleep, they form a circle of safety, their closeness, a quiet promise that none are alone. The faintest sound of a bell rises now and then fades again into silence, like a ripple vanishing on the surface of a still pond. The stars overhead shimmer, not coldly, but warmly, as though they burn with kindness rather than fire. Their glow seeps downward, painting the grass in silver, painting the brook in a ribbon of light. The shepherd feels that glow upon his skin, cool, soft, reassuring. The brook's murmur deepens again. Its rhythm has become so familiar that it feels like the shepherd's own breath turned outward, flowing endlessly, carrying away all weight. He imagines the brook carrying his thoughts as well as worry. Each lingering concern downstream, away into the distance, where they dissolve completely. There is a softness here, a softness so complete that it enters the shepherd's very bones. His body sinks heavier into the grass, yet at the same time, it feels lighter, as if some unseen hand has lifted the burden of being awake. The shepherd imagines the ancient flutes once again, not played now with hands, but by the night itself. The wind becomes the breath, the stars become the notes, the brook, the rhythm. Together they form a melody no one can hear and yet everyone can feel. It is a music that belongs not to the ear, but to the heart. The flock rests within this invisible song. The meadow rests within it, and you too may rest within it now. Each breath you take is another note. Each beat of your heart is another rhythm. You are already part of the music, already drifting within its lull. The shepherd lets himself float fully into this harmony. His night song dissolves, and in its place is something even gentler. Silence that sings without sound. The meadow is bathed in silver now, the moon climbing higher, its glow draping every blade of grass, every curve of hill in quiet light. The shepherd, half dreaming, feels as though he is lying within the palm of the sky itself. The sheep have become motionless silhouettes, their shapes blending softly into the landscape. Only the occasional flick of an ear or a slow, sleepy stretch betrays their presence. The bells no longer sing. They only sigh, the faintest suggestion of sound, as though the meadow breathes through them. The brook continues to murmur, and in the moonlight it glistens like liquid glass. Its song is steady, timeless, soothing, as if it has been carrying lullabies for countless centuries. The shepherd feels the sound seep deeper and deeper into his being, until it becomes less something he hears, and more something he is. The stars remain watchful above. He gazes at them through half-closed eyes, and they seem to pulse gently, like hearts beating in the heavens. Each pulse feels like a message. Rest, rest, rest. He imagines that all shepherds who have ever gazed at these same constellations have heard the same message, have felt the same quiet reassurance. His breath grows softer. Inhale, the cool night air. Exhale, the warmth of release. Each breath carries him further into surrender. Each breath makes the line between waking and dreaming blur. The shepherd imagines himself lifting the flute again, though his body is too heavy to move. In his mind, he plays a final tune. The notes drift upward, fragile as smoke, and dissolve into the starry air. The meadow accepts the song and folds it into its stillness. The night accepts it too, holding it gently until it disappears into silence. There is nothing left for him to do now. No task, no thought. Only to rest as deeply as the flock rests, as deeply as the trees rest, as deeply as the very earth beneath him rests. And you too may allow yourself this same surrender. Allow your thoughts to dissolve into the moonlight, your worries to flow away with the brook, your body to grow heavy and calm upon the earth. Let yourself drift, weightless, within the silver hush of night. The shepherd feels the meadow holding him more deeply now, as though the earth itself has opened its arms to cradle him. The grass beneath his body is soft, almost like a woven blanket, and the coolness of night settles upon him like a second cover. He does not stir, for every part of him has surrendered to the stillness. The flock remains quiet, their dreams carrying them into gentle pastures unseen. Their breaths rise and fall in unison, so steady that it becomes a rhythm of its own, like a lullaby hummed not by one, but by many. The bells are silent now, as though even sound has gone to sleep. Above, the moon glows brighter, yet it does not intrude. Its light is soft, a tender silver glow that soothes rather than startles. The shepherd lets his half-dreaming eyes rest upon it, and soon the moon itself blurs, melting into haze. Its glow fills the sky until he cannot tell where the light ends and where the stars begin. The brook continues, tireless in its song. Its water slides over stone, over root, over earth, whispering to all who listen. Rest, 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 rest. The shepherd allows that whisper to echo in his chest, until even his heartbeat seems slower, calmer, a part of the brook's endless rhythm. He imagines once more the invisible fluton, ancient song carried not by his hands, but by the night itself. The stars provide the melody, the brook, the rhythm, the breeze, the breath, the sheep, the harmony. And he, the shepherd, is not separate from it. He is within it. Another note in the eternal lullaby. The thought comforts him, but soon even thought begins to slip away. There is no need for words, no need for images. Only the hush that grows larger, the silence that grows deeper, the peace that grows nearer. The meadow is asleep, the flock is asleep. The sky itself seems to be dreaming, and the shepherd at last drifts completely into that same dream. And you too, listening now, may follow. You may allow your breath to soften, your body to sink, your mind to quiet. You may step fully into the silence where rest has no end. The meadow lies deep in its slumber, and time itself feels slowed, softened, stretched thin like silk across the night. The shepherd is no longer aware of his body as something separate. His arms, his legs, his breath, everything is part of the earth's stillness now. The flock dreams on, their shapes, small islands of warmth scattered across the silver-lit field. Their closeness to one another is a comfort. Even in sleep, they remain together, their quiet unity forming a circle of peace that surrounds the shepherd. Above, the moon hangs steady. Its glow falls across the meadow like a gentle tide, touching grass, stone, and water with a silver brush. The shepherd feels that glow seep into him, cool and soothing, as though it were painting his very thoughts with calm. The brook flows endlessly, never rushing, never pausing, its song a soft chant that belongs to no beginning and no end. He listens, though listening has now become dreaming, and dreaming has become listening. The two have blurred, like reflections on water merging into the stream beneath. The shepherd imagines again the old shepherd's flutes. He thinks of how long ago someone might have sat just as he does now, beneath stars that look the same, guiding their flock to rest with nothing more than breath through wood. He feels himself joined with them across time, as if every shepherd's song still drifts in the night air, carried endlessly from one generation to the next. But even this thought fades, dissolving as gently as mist in the wind. His mind no longer clings to ideas it floats, light as a leaf, moving where the current of night carries it. The meadow is the lullaby now. The flock is the lullaby. The moon and brook and stars, all of them are part of one song, a song without words, a song made only of peace. And you too may drift within that song. Let your thoughts loosen. Let your body sink further. Let your breath match the rhythm of the brook. Let yourself belong to the night, safe, held, quiet. The night deepens, though to the shepherd it feels as though time has ceased altogether. There is no rush, no sense of passing hours, only the steady presence of stillness. It holds him like a gentle cloak, soft and weightless, wrapping around his shoulders and heart. The sheep shift faintly, a quiet stir here, a soft exhale there, as though their dreams ripple through the flock. The tiny bells tied to their necks chime in delicate whispers, light notes drifting like falling petals through the air. Each sound arrives and vanishes, leaving behind only a greater hush. The shepherd feels the earth beneath him, solid and forgiving. He leans back slightly, fingers brushing against cool grass, the faint dew collecting on his skin. Every touch, every sensation is softened by the night, nothing harsh, nothing sharp, only a world smoothed by silence. He closes his eyes, not from tiredness, but from fullness, because he needs no sight to know where he is. The sounds, the scents, the feel of the breeze against his face, they tell the whole story of this meadow, this moment. With eyes closed, he is not less aware, but more aware of the small beating of his heart, the long rhythm of his breathing, and the vast, steady pulse of the world around him. Somewhere a night bird sinks a soft, lingering call that rises and falls like a thread weaving through the darkness. It does not disturb the stillness, completes it, like a single note drawn out within a long, endless song. And in this song, the shepherd drifts. He does not think of tomorrow. He does not think of yesterday. His mind has let go of all its weight, and now it floats, weightless, in the calmest sky. The flock, the bells, the brook, the stars, they are all guardians of rest. They keep watch so he does not need to. They whisper their promise of safety, of quiet, of peace, until his thoughts are no more than feathers settling into a dream. And you too may feel their promise. Each sound around you is soft, each thought inside you gentler now. You are safe, you are cared for, you are drifting into the vast and endless night. The night holds steady, calm as an endless ocean, and the shepherd feels himself floating deeper into its embrace. His body is warm against the cool grass, his breath slow, his thoughts melting like snow beneath the sun. The stars above glimmer faintly, their light reaching across centuries to rest here in this quiet field. Each star seems like a gentle lantern, placed in the heavens for shepherds and dreamers alike. The shepherd imagines them as watchful companions, each one humming with a tone too soft for human ears, creating a celestial lullaby that pours down upon the earth. The sheep stir again, their bells chiming lightly, and the sound mingles with the faint rustle of the wind through leaves nearby. The breeze carries with it the sense of earth and meadow fresh, grounding, simple. Out. It brushes across his skin, bringing with it a tender reminder of the world's care. Then comes the hum, soft and low. The shepherd does not even realize at first that the sound rises from his own chest. It is instinctive, a tone born of comfort, an echo of the old songs passed through generations. His voice flows out like a stream, gentle, unhurried, carrying no words, only warmth. This hum is a shepherd's night song, a tune meant for no audience but the flock, the stars, and the quiet earth. It rises and falls in rhythm with his breath, weaving between the bells, the brook, and the stirring air. It is not a performance but a prayer, not a melody, but a murmur of gratitude. And as he hums, his body loosens further, his limbs feel lighter, his chest more open, his mind free of every worry. The song carries him as though it belongs not to him alone but to the night itself, moving through him, calming him, guiding him closer to the threshold of sleep. Now the meadow itself seems to hum with him, the grass, the trees, the sky, all resonating in harmony. The flock, peaceful and still, rest in this music, their breath steady, their dreams gentle. And through this stillness, you too may feel the hum, the low, slow tone of comfort that threads through your heart, reminding you of quiet, of safety, of peace. You are safe now. The world is quiet. The stars are above you, the earth is beneath you, and the night is singing you home to rest. The shepherd's eyes drift half closed, heavy with the sweetness of rest. Yet he lingers on the edge of sleep, balanced in that tender, in-between place where dreams begin to bloom. His hum quiets, dissolving into the air like smoke from a fading ember. Still, the silence is not empty, it is filled with presence, filled with peace. Above, the stars continue their patient shining. He imagines them as old shepherds themselves, guardians of the night who have watched over countless flocks, countless wanderers, countless dreamers. Their light has always been here, long before him, and it will remain long after. There is comfort in knowing he belongs to something so vast and timeless. The faint tinkling of bells carries once more, soft notes rising whenever a sheep stirs or shifts in its slumber. Each sound is delicate, like glass chimes caught in a breeze, each one fading quickly back into the night. The shepherd smiles faintly at the music hit, reminds him of childhood evenings when he first learned the art of tending sheep, when older voices spoke of patience and quiet courage. He thinks of the old flutes, those shepherd's pipes carved simply from wood. In ancient days, men like him would play their songs beneath the sky, the melodies carrying far across the fields. He does not have such a flute tonight, but he can almost hear it in his imagination. A thin, sweet tone drifting among the hills, blending with the bells, weaving the flock into stillness. And now, the shepherd imagines that sound reaching you too, soft flute hidden within the wind, invisible yet audible to the heart. The note is steady, smooth, wrapping around you like a woolen blanket. It asks nothing of you except to listen, to let go. With every imagined note, your breath deepens. With every bell that chimes, your body loosens. With every star that shines, your mind softens into calm. The meadow, the music, the night, they are all one, and you are part of them, resting, breathing, dreaming, safe within the shepherd's night song. The meadow has grown quieter still, as though the very earth has leaned in to listen. Even the wind now moves in gentle sighs, brushing over the grass with the softness of a mother's hand. The brook nearby murmurs, its voice hushed and even, like a secret told only to the night. The shepherd reclines against the cool ground, his cloak wrapped close, and the weight of his day melts away. Every worry, every thought, every care slips into the soil, leaving only ease in its place. His breathing finds a rhythm with the sounds around Jim. Inhale with the rustle of grass. Exhale with the bell's faint chime. Inhale with the shimmer of starlight. Exhale with the hum of the earth. In this rhythm, he feels connected to his flock, to the night, to the sky itself. It is as though the universe has drawn him into its cradle, holding him steady and calm. And as his eyes close a little more, a dreamlike vision stirs. He sees the stars above not as distant fires, but as lanterns hung along a vast pathway. The path seems to stretch beyond the horizon, leading into a place where all shepherds rest, where all flocks are safe, where every night is peaceful. The bells of the sheep ring again, soft and delicate. Each tone feels like a step upon that starry path, low, gentle, guiding. The tones overlap, forming a tender harmony. It is not music of performance, it is the music of existence itself. The sound of life moving gently, peacefully, without hurry. The shepherd breathes deeply, and the vision stays with him. He hums once more, softer than before, his voice merging with the imagined flute that drifts on the wind. The tones wrap together into something timeless, part memory, part lullaby, and in that lullaby you too are carried. It moves around you like air, like water, like light. It whispers to your body that it is safe to rest. It whispers to your heart that it is safe to soften. It whispers to your mind that it is safe to let go. Tonight, you need nothing else. Tonight, you are exactly where you are meant to, be cradled in calm, wrapped in song, guided by stars. The night stretches wide, like a great cloak laid gently over the earth. The shepherd, nestled in the meadow's quiet heart, feels the vastness above him and the steadiness beneath him. It is as though he rests between two infinities, the sky of endless stars and the soil of eternal ground. Both hold him without demand, both embrace him without question. His flock lies scattered close, their shapes rising and falling in the rhythm of breath. Now and then, one turns in its sleep, a bell chiming a delicate note into the silence. These chimes are not interruptions, but blessings, gentle reminders that life stirs quietly, even in the stillness of night. The shepherd tilts his head and lets his mind wander back to the sound of the old flutes. He imagines the carved wood pressed softly against a shepherd's lips centuries ago, sending thin, lilting notes across hills that may still remember them. Those notes were once prayers, once comforts, once guiding lights in the dark. And now, even without the flute, its spirit lingers woven into the air, folded into memory, whispered in the wind. You can almost hear it tooth the echo of a shepherd's pipe carried gently on the breeze. It winds through the grass like a silver thread, twining itself around each bell, each hum, each breath of the sleeping flock. Together, these sounds make a tapestry of calm, a night song stitched from centuries of care. The shepherd hums again, his voice a deep river beneath the flute's imagined thread. The tones move slowly, drawn out, unhurried, each one fading softly into the meadow. They carry warmth, they carry peace, they carry rest. And as the song continues, the shepherd feels himself dissolve further into quiet. His body is no longer separate from the ground. He is part of the earth's stillness. Mind is no longer separate from the stars. He is part of their glow. His breath is no longer separate from the wind. He is part of its gentle flow. And you too are part of this. Drawn into the same calm river, rocked gently by the same lullaby, held tenderly in the same night. Safe, steady, serene. The meadow feels timeless now, as though the night has gathered every hour into one endless moment. The shepherd lies still, his eyes half closed, his breath slow and deep. His hum has softened to a faint vibration barely heard, more felt than spoken, like the purring of the earth itself. The sheep rest without stirring, their bells chiming only in dreams. Each bell, though faint, lingers in the air like a drop of moonlight turned to sound. The shepherd smiles faintly in the dark, knowing those small notes are as much a song as any flute could play. They are the meadow's music, the lullaby of flock and field together. The air grows cooler, brushing his face and carrying with it the scent of grass, soil, and distant pine. The shepherd imagines this breeze drifting beyond the field, across hills, across valleys, reaching villages asleep. Perhaps touching another shepherd somewhere under the same stars. He wonders if that shepherd, too, hums softly to his flock. If their songs join together in the night's wide silence, weaving unseen threads across the land. Above, the stars shine like silver seeds scattered into eternity. Some pulse with steady light, others twinkle like laughter on the horizon. The shepherd gazes at them and feels no need to name them, no need to measure or chart their positions. It is enough to know they are there, watching, guarding, shining down with patient care. He closes his eyes fully now, and the vision of the stars moves inward. He sees them in his mind as lanterns floating above a quiet path. Each step along that path is marked by the sound of bells, each turn guided by the soft call of the shepherd's hum. It is a dream road, leading not to work, not to worry, but to rest. The shepherd surrenders himself to it, and you may too. For the path is not only his, it is yours as well. With every breath, you step further down this gentle road. With every sound of the night song, you are led closer to calm. With every star above you, you are guided deeper into safety, deeper into sleep. And so, the shepherd's night song continues, not as words, not as music, but as peace itself, wrapped gently around you. The meadow breathes as though alive, a vast and gentle creature with the shepherd resting safely upon its chest. Each sigh of wind is its exhale, each rustle of grass its whisper, each ripple in the brook its steady heartbeat. The shepherd feels himself carried upon this living rhythm, as though the land itself has become a cradle. The flock, peaceful and still, embody trust. They do not stir, for they sense no danger, only the steady presence of their guardian, only the calm of the night. Their bells, when they ring, seem more like blessings than sounds. Brief touches of harmony that fade quickly into stillness again. The shepherd hums once more, quieter than ever. His voice is a thread, thin yet unbroken, weaving through the silence. And that tone is everything. The patience of years, the simplicity of life, the unspoken promise that all is well. It is not a song to be remembered, it is a song to be felt, here and now, dissolving into the night as soon as it is born. Somewhere far off, an owl calls, its low note folding gently into the shepherd's hum. The two sounds do not compete. They blend, as though even the wild creatures of the night have joined the lullaby. The meadow, the flock, the shepherd, the stars, all voices in a single, unhurried hymn of rest and listening, you to become part of it. Your breath is another note. Your heartbeat, another rhythm. Your stillness, another silence added to the whole. There is no separation, only union, only belonging. The stars above shimmer faintly, their glow softening into the edges of dreams. The shepherd's body grows heavier, sinking into the ground with ease, while his spirit feels lighter, drifting toward the sky. In that balance, he finds peace, held by the earth, lifted by the heavens. And so do you. The meadow cradles you, the night enfolds you, the shepherd's song guides you. Each sound, each breath, each heartbeat draws you deeper into comfort, deeper into rest. The night settles even further, deep and velvety, as though the world has wrapped itself in a cloak of silence. The shepherd lies still, yet within him. The song continues quiet vibrations that drift beyond sound, more like a feeling than a melody. His body rests, but his spirit hums, like the low glow of embers that never fade. The sheep dream softly, their sides rising and falling in perfect rhythm. A faint chime of bells ripples now and then, as if echoing their dreams. These chimes are like droplets falling into a still pool, gentle round, fading slowly into the quiet night. The shepherd imagines the flock dreaming of green pastures and endless sunlight, cool streams and soft hills where they roam without worry. Perhaps he thinks even animals are guided by lullabies, even in dreams. And in imagining this, he smiles faintly, the lines of care easing from his face. Above, the stars draw his gaze again. They seem closer now, larger somehow, as though leaning down to watch over this small meadow. One star flickers a little brighter, as if it has noticed the shepherd's hum and has chosen to hum back. He feels that connection like a thread stretching from his chest to the heavens, and it soothes him, reminding him that he is never alone beneath the wide night.
Ow.
The air carries the faint scent of wildflowers, though the blossoms sleep.
Ow.
It drifts across the meadow like a memory, a reminder of gentle mornings and sunlit days that will come again. Wrapped in this air, the shepherd feels no separation between day and night, between wakefulness and dreams. All is one long breath, all is one long song. And you too may feel it, that blending of time, that soft weaving together of senses. You are in the meadow, lying close to the earth, gazing into the stars, hearing the bells, feeling the breeze. You are resting in the same song, carried by the same peace, wrapped in the same night. The shepherd's hum fades once more, but the song continues without him, in the bells and the wind, in the very beat of your heart. And as it carries you, you feel lighter, quieter, more at home in the silence. The meadow is now fully surrendered to the night, its every sound softened, its every movement slowed. The shepherd feels as though he has become part of the stillness itself, no longer separate but woven into the tapestry of calm. His cloak rests around him, the grass supports him, and the stars gaze steadily from above, all of it forming a circle of safety. The sheep are little mounds of quiet life, each one curled into its own pocket of dreams. Now and then, a soft sigh escapes from the flock, answered by the gentle ring of a bell. These sounds are like ripples on water, gentle waves that spread outward but never disturb the deep calm beneath. The shepherd lets his mind drift with these sounds, carried the way a leaf might float along a brook. Thoughts dissolve easily, replaced by images that glow softly in the quiet of his imagination. He sees golden meadows washed in dawn light, shepherds of old walking with their flutes, guiding their flocks not only with their staff, but with the gentle music of breath and wood. Imagines their songs crossing time, carried invisibly on the wind, lingering in the air even now. Perhaps his own hum is not new, but a continuation, a single voice in a choir that has spanned centuries. The thought brings him peace. His song belongs not just to him, but to the long chain of shepherds and dreamers who have always sung beneath the stars.
Aye.
The bells chime again, soft as glass touched by moonlight, and the shepherd breathes deeper. Each breath feels like a gift. In, filling with cool night air. Out, releasing all heaviness, all weight. His chest rises and falls with steady ease, and his body grows heavier, melting deeper into the embrace of the earth. And you too are part of this rhythm. Each breath you take joins the hum of the night. Each exhale lets go of tension. Each inhale invites the calm. You are breathing with the shepherd, with the flock, with the stars themselves. The song continues not in words, not in melody, but in the soft presence of peace that flows through every moment of the night. The stillness of the night has become so deep, it feels like a soft ocean of quiet, stretching endlessly in every direction. The shepherd rests in its center, weightless, adrift in calm. His hum has faded to silence now, but the song remains woven into the bells. The brook, the wind, the heartbeat of the earth. The sheep, gathered close, are wrapped in their own dreams. Their small breaths rise and fall, steady and sure, filling the meadow with a gentle rhythm. From time to time, a bell rings softly, no louder than a whisper, its note floating into the night like a star falling gently across the sky.
Ow.
The shepherd's eyes close, and his mind drifts toward a dream. In it, he walks across a meadow not bound by time, where the grass glows faintly with starlight, and the sky is a ceiling of shimmering lanterns. In this dream meadow, every step he takes hums with a note, as though the ground itself is singing beneath his feet. He lifts a shepherd's flute to his lips, one he does not carry in waking life, yet feels perfectly familiar in his hands. From it flows a melody so delicate, it feels as though it was born from silence itself. The notes drift outward, light as feathers, curling around the flock, weaving among the stars, blending with the bells. The dream song carries no effort, no strain. It is breath transformed into beauty, sound transformed into stillness. And as he plays, he realizes the song is not only his, it comes from the night, from the earth, from all who have ever sung before him. He is only the vessel, the voice, the breath. and you too hear this dream flute. You feel it brushing gently against your ears, against your thoughts, dissolving every worry. Each note tells you it is safe. Each note tells you to rest. Each note tells you to let go. The shepherd continues to walk through the dream meadow, his flute leading the way, while his flock follows calmly, bells chiming in harmony. And with every step, you two are carried further into peace, further into rest, further into sleep. The dream meadow stretches on, endless and serene, glowing faintly beneath the canopy of stars. The shepherd feels lighter with every step, as though the weight of the waking world has slipped gently from his shoulders. His flock follows, their bells ringing in slow harmony, their movements unhurried, their presence calm and sure. The flute in his hands continues to play itself, each note effortless, flowing like water. The sound is neither loud nor sharp, it is smooth round, as though each note were wrapped in velvet. It drifts across the dreamlike field, mingling with the faint sound of the bells, weaving into the soft hum of the earth itself. The shepherd looks up, and he sees the stars pulsing in rhythm with his song. Each star flickers in time, shining a little brighter with every note, dimming slightly as the sound fades. It is as if the heavens themselves are breathing with him, inhaling light, exhaling calm. The sheep follow close, their wool glowing faintly in the starlight, like clouds moving across a quiet sky. Their bells send out silver tones, each one dissolving into the air as quickly as it comes, leaving only tranquility in its wake. The shepherd smiles, knowing that the flock is safe, both in this dream and in the meadow of waking life. The air is cool, but not cold. It wraps around him like a soft shawl, carrying the fragrance of grass, earth, and night blossoms. Every breath he takes feels healing, filling him with peace, emptying him of all heaviness. And as you walk beside him in this dream, you feel it too. Each inhale soothes you, each exhale releases you. The dream meadow accepts you without question, offering only stillness, only rest. The shepherd lowers his flute, but the song does not end. The notes continue, playing themselves through the bells, through the stars, through the hush of the night wind. It is an endless melody, one that belongs to the night itself. And with every sound, you are drawn further inward, deeper into comfort, closer to sleep. The shepherd's night song holds you, carries you, and guides you gently onward. The dream meadow glows softly, as though every blade of grass has gathered a drop of starlight to hold within itself. The shepherd walks slowly, unhurried, each step pressing gently into the earth, leaving no trace behind. His flock moves with him, silent save for the faint chiming of their bells, a silver thread of music weaving through the stillness. Above, the stars shimmer more brightly, no longer distant points of light, but living companions. They pulse with warmth, each one sending down a gentle ray that touches the meadow like a hand upon the shoulder. Like a whispered reassurance, the shepherd feels these rays on his skin, soft as moonlight, comforting as a lullaby. The flute in his hands grows lighter, almost transparent, until it seems to be made of air itself. When he raises it again, the notes that flow out are so delicate they feel like dreams turned into sound. They spiral upward, circling among the stars, then descend once more, wrapping around the flock like a blanket. Every note carries meaning, though it has no words. Some notes say, "You are safe." Others say, "You are loved." Others still say nothing at all, only breathing quiet into the silence. Together, they form a language older than speech, a language of rest. The sheep respond by lowering their heads, sinking deeper into their slumber. Their bells grow stiller, ringing only when the wind brushes against them. The meadow seems to breathe along with them, the earth rising and falling in its own steady rhythm. The shepherd feels himself surrendering more deeply, his body melting into the dream, his spirit floating upward into the music. He no longer knows whether he is awake or asleep, whether he is humming or dreaming, whether the song is his or the night's. And it does not matter, for all of it is peace. And you too may feel this surrender. As the meadow calls you to lie down, the stars invite you to close your eyes. The song of the flute whispers to your heart, "Let go, let rest, let sleep come." The shepherd's night song continues, unbroken, endless, carrying you with it, carrying you home. The night deepens, yet it does not darken it, grows softer, warmer, more enfolding. The stars above shine steady, as though holding watch over every dreamer below. Clouds drift like gentle sails across a velvet sea, and the moon, round and glowing, hums faintly as though it too is part of the shepherd's melody. The shepherd moves to a small rise in the meadow, a hillock, where the grass grows tall and whispers with the night air. From there, he can see all of his flock, curled into stillness, breathing in unison like one great heart. Their wool glows faintly in the starlight, pale against the earth, as if each one carries a secret spark of the heavens within them. He lowers himself onto the grass, stretching his legs, leaning back until the sky fills his vision.
Oh.
The flute rests across his lap, and for a moment he only listens, the silence alive with breath, with bells, with wind, with the heartbeat of the world. His chest rises and falls in rhythm with the meadow, in rhythm with the sheep, in rhythm with the night. When he closes his eyes, he can still see the stars, printed upon his eyelids, shining like embers. He imagines drifting upward, weightless, carried by their light. The meadow remains beneath him, vast and gentle, a cradle rocking in slow motion. The song does not stop. It continues, though he no longer plays. It flows through the meadow as though the grass itself has learned to sing, as though the earth hums the lullaby now. It's carrying it deeper, softer, closer to the edge of dreams. And you may feel that same flow, that same gentle carrying. The notes wrap around you like a blanket, like warm wool against cool night air. The rhythm steadies your heart, slows your breathing, releases the last threads of wakefulness. Here, there is nothing to do, nothing to hold, nothing to chase. Only the meadow, the stars, the song, and the endless invitation to rest. The shepherd smiles faintly in his half-dream, his body growing weightless, his spirit floating free. The night receives him, and in that receiving, it receives you too. The meadow now feels less like a place upon the earth and more like a bridge to dreams. Every sound is softened, as though the night itself lays a finger to its lips, whispering, "Hush, rest, drift deeper." The shepherd lies back, and in that simple motion, the entire world seems to pause with him. His body grows heavy against the earth, yet his spirit feels light, floating, untethered. Each blade of grass bends beneath him like a pillow, supporting him, rocking him in the rhythm of the breeze. The sheep shift only slightly, a soft chorus of movement, the brush of wool, the faint ring of bells, the deep exhale of animals at peace. It is music too, though wordless, carried in tones older than language. In those sounds rests the memory of generations of shepherds long before him, each one finding comfort in the same lullaby of bells and wind. Dove! The stars do not blink but shine steady, faithful. The shepherd gazes up at them, and though his eyes begin to close, he knows they will remain, watching over his flock. Watching over him, watching over you. They are guardians not of waking, but of sleeping keepers of dreams, carriers of silence, lanterns for the soul. The flute hums faintly where it rests upon his chest, almost as if it remembers the song without him needing to breathe through it. The melody has become the air, the ground, the sky. It drifts across the meadow like mist, touches every ear, brushes every eyelid. And so, as you listen, the music touches you as well. You feel it settling in your shoulders, loosening them. You feel it in your hands, unclenching, resting. You feel it in your breath, slower, deeper, softer. The shepherd's night song is no longer just his. It belongs to the meadow, to the sheep, to the stars, and now, to you. The night sighs once more, and all is well. The air has cooled ever so slightly, the kind of coolness that soothes rather than chills, wrapping you in a blanket spun from the night itself. Each inhalation carries the sweetness of earth, of grass, of flowers folded tightly into themselves until morning. Each exhalation is a surrender, a gentle letting go, as though the body knows this is the hour to release, to rest. The shepherd's hum begins again, but quieter, almost imperceptible. It is not a performance, but a rhythm of being, as natural as the swaying of the grass or the slow shifting of sheep at his side. The hum flows into the sound of the bells, into the whisper of the wind, until no single note can be distinguished from another. It is all one lullaby. High above, a streak of silver cuts across the velvet sky a falling star, vanishing almost as soon as it appears. But its presence lingers in the shepherd's mind. He does not wish on it, for he already has what he needs: the company of his flock, the watch of the heavens, the peace of the open field. Instead, he offers a thought of gratitude, a soft thank you whispered into the stillness. The sheep, as if sensing his calm, nestle closer together. One young lamb curls against its mother, and a faint, tender bleat slips into the night, then fades into silence once more. Even the sound of that small voice feels like part of the shepherd's melody, a reminder of life, of gentleness, of care. You too may notice how the sounds and images in this meadow begin to weave themselves into the quiet places of your mind. The hum of the shepherd might become the hum of your own breath. The glow of the stars might become the warmth behind your eyes as they close. The soft bells might echo in the slowing rhythm of your heartbeat. Every detail brings you closer to rest, to comfort, to stillness. The night is carrying you, just as it carries the shepherd, just as it carries the flock. And in that carrying, there is nothing to do, nothing to hold, nothing to worry about. Only drifting, only dreaming, only being. The meadow has become a cradle. Every fold of grass, every ripple of air, every soft sound of bell and breath seems designed to hold you in safety. The night leans close, not heavy, but tender, as though wrapping the world in its vast, dark cloak. The shepherd closes his eyes. He doesn't need to look anymore. The stars are etched within him. The sky carried behind his lids, glowing faintly like embers in a hearth. Even without sight, he feels their presence, their steadiness, their watchful light. And as his body grows heavier, as sleep begins to take him, the stars keep their vigil. The sheep, too, surrender to the deeper quiet. Their small movements settle into stillness. Their bells ring only faintly now, each sound like a drop of water falling into a deep, calm pool. That pool is your mind, vast and serene, each note widening gentle ripples that travel outward until they fade into silence. The shepherd's flute rests by his side, but in his dreams it plays itself. The tune flows on, soft and endless, weaving through his thoughts. In that dream melody, he walks across rolling hills, each step light, each horizon glowing with morning light that never fully arrives. Time drifts differently here, like clouds floating across the moon, and you listening now are invited into that dream. Feel yourself step softly into the meadow of his mind. The grass bends beneath your feet, forgiving, cushioning. The wind greets you with a quiet hush, a voice that says, "You belong here, you are safe here, you may rest here." There is no urgency, no demand, only presence, only peace. You notice the bells again, softer than ever, almost absorbed into the night. They do not call for movement, but for stillness. They are guiding you not outward but inward, leading you deeper into the sanctuary of rest. The shepherd sighs in his sleep, and that sigh is the meadow's sigh, the earth's sigh, your own sigh. All become one, a breath that begins everywhere and ends nowhere, a breath that holds you gently, endlessly. And so, the night stretches on patient, calm, eternal carrying shepherd, flock, and dreamer deeper into the song that never ends. The hush of the meadow grows richer, like a blanket layered with quiet upon quiet. Each sound that does appear, the faint rustle of a leaf stirred by the night wind, the soft crunch of soil beneath a shifting hoof, softened as though wrapped in wool, tender and muted. The shepherd, drifting deeper, is no longer bound by waking thought. His dreams unfold like the sky itself, vast and unending. In those dreams, he walks among stars that glow like lanterns hung from invisible branches, each one swaying gently, each one humming a note of the great eternal song. His flock is there too, but in his dreams they are lighter than air. Their bells chime without weight, like crystal tones shimmering across the heavens. They drift with him, companions not of pasture, but of pure stillness. Their presence soothes him even in sleep, reminding him that love, care, and gentleness are eternal, never bound to earth alone. And as you listen, you may feel yourself drifting with him into that dreamscape. The air cool and soft, the stars glowing above you like companions, their light falling on your shoulders as gently as moonlit dust. The bells ring faintly around you, and you notice how each sound seems to enter you, to melt into your breath, to settle in your chest. You are carried without effort, without thought. The shepherd's dream song becomes your lullaby, tune without beginning, without end, only flowing onward like a stream of silver light. The earth beneath you feels steady, grounding you, even as your spirit feels as though it floats free. You are both here and beyond here, both resting on the grass and wandering among the stars. The shepherd sighs again in his sleep, and the flock shifts slightly closer, though they too are comforted by his dreaming presence. Their warmth gathers in the meadow like a soft fire, invisible but felt, a glow of calm that spreads outward, reaching you as well. And so, the night deepens. The stars watch, the wind sings, the earth holds. Everything waits, gently, quietly, patiently, until even dreams themselves begin to rest. The meadow is now entirely still, as though the night itself has drawn a deep breath and chosen not to let it go. A calm so vast spreads across the hillside that even time seems to pause, holding each moment like a pearl in the palm of eternity. The shepherd lies peacefully, his chest rising and falling in a rhythm so steady it could be mistaken for the rhythm of the earth itself. Each breath is slow, unhurried, gentle. With every inhale, the cool night air fills him with ease. With every exhale, the day's weight slips further away, dissolving into nothingness. The sheep are gathered close, their warmth rising in soft clouds of breath that vanish into the starlight. Their bells, almost completely silent now, give only the faintest shimmer of sound, like faraway wind chimes swaying in a forgotten corner of a garden. It is not music you hear with your ears, but with the quiet of your heart. Above, the stars remain luminous, infinite guardians of the night. Some glimmer brighter for a moment, then soften, as though they too are breathing in the same slow rhythm as shepherd and flock. The sky itself seems alive, a vast canopy humming in harmony with the stillness below. The shepherd's dream deepens. In it, he walks barefoot across a meadow made of light, each step rippling like water, each horizon glowing with soft gold. His flute is in his hands once again, and though he does not blow into it, the music pours forth, gentle, endless, embracing. The sound fills not only his dream but the real meadow as well, for dreams have a way of spilling into the world when the heart is quiet enough. Now that music touches you. Perhaps you feel it as warmth in your chest, or as a soft tingling in your fingertips, or simply as a slowing of your breath. The melody whispers, let go, sink deeper, rest completely. Everything in this moment, the shepherd, the sheep, the bells, the stars, the breeze. The earth's guiding you toward the same place, the sanctuary of sleep. And so, the night continues its song, endless, patient, gentle. The hush of the hillside feels deeper now, as though the whole meadow has folded itself into the quiet heart of night. The grass no longer sways, the breeze has softened to a whisper, and all that remains is stillness, calm, soothing, endless stillness. The shepherd rests with his head tilted slightly to the side, a faint smile touching his lips as sleep holds him fully. His dreams carry him to valleys filled with glowing mist, where every step brings forth a note of music, and every breath becomes a hymn. He moves without effort, without weight, floating in the gentle glow of a world shaped by peace. The flock lies scattered in soft mounds of white, their breathing steady, their warmth pooling like invisible lantern light across the meadow. The faint clink of a bell rings every so often, no louder than a drop of rain on still water, fading almost as soon as it is born. Each sound reminds you how deeply restful this night is, how every note serves as a guide toward deeper calm. Above, the stars shimmer without urgency, shining as though they too are resting. Each one is a steady companion, a watcher of dreams. They cast their glow not as a command, but as a comfort-soft light spilling gently, reminding you that you are held always in something greater than yourself. The shepherd's flute hums faintly in his dream, and though he does not stir, the sound seems to touch the edges of this world as well. It drifts like a lullaby across the meadow, weaving between the sleeping sheep, circling around you, curling into your ears, as if it was meant only for you. That melody carries no sharp edges, no hurry, no tension. It is as round as the moon, as soft as wool, as endless as the stars. You feel it slipping into your breath, guiding you lower, quieter, calmer. Here, there is nothing to do, nothing to solve, nothing to hold. It's only the shepherd's night song, carrying you further into peace, further into stillness, further into rest. The night has become like velvet, stretched wide and soft over the hillside. Every sound, every movement is cushioned within it, gentled until all that remains is a hush, so complete it feels like a promise. The shepherd lies within that promise, his body heavy with rest, his spirit light with dreams. His hands are open at his sides, fingers curled loosely, as if even in slumber he is letting go, trusting the earth to hold him. Each breath he takes deepens the silence, as though the world itself waits between his inhales and exhales. The flock stirs only slightly, one sheep shifting its weight. Another nuzzling closer to warmth yet. Even these tiny motions feel harmonious, part of the night's great rhythm. The bells on their collars give off faint, delicate tones that shimmer like stars falling into water. They do not wake the shepherd. Instead, they soothe him, weaving into his dreams like threads of silver. In those dreams, the shepherd walks along a river that glows beneath the moonlight. The water does not rush or roar, it moves slowly like liquid glass, carrying with it reflections of the stars. Each ripple sends music upward, tones so gentle they feel like the earth's heartbeat. The shepherd pauses to listen, and in that listening, he feels utterly whole. And as you listen now, you may notice how your own heartbeat seems to fall into the same rhythm. Slow, steady, soothing, just as the river flows without strain. Your breath flows without effort. Inhale cool, calming air, sail release, letting everything drift away. The shepherd leans down to cup the glowing water in his dream. And as it runs between his fingers, the sound of his flute rises once more. It plays not from his lips, but from the air itself, filling every space with music softer than mist. That music finds you too, circling gently around your thoughts, smoothing them into quietness, guiding you into deeper stillness. And so, the meadow remains, untouched by worry, untouched by time. The stars glow above, the flock rests below. The shepherd dreams within it all, and you are carried gently into that same song of night. The hillside now feels suspended between worlds, half in dream, half in silence. A place where the earth breathes slowly, and every living thing moves in rhythm with it. The air is cool but tender, wrapping you in a softness that sinks beneath your skin, loosening every thought, every muscle. The shepherd sleeps soundly, and in his stillness, the meadow seems to mirror him. The grass lies quiet, unmoving, its blades glistening faintly with dew that catches starlight like a scattering of tiny jewels. Even the wind has grown shy, stirring only enough to let the bells of the flock sing once every long while. Each chime floats like a firefly's glow bright for a moment, then fading into the endless dark. In his dreams, the shepherd is surrounded by light that hums. The stars are closer now, no longer distant pinpricks in the sky, but companions within reach. They gather around him in quiet constellations, each one humming its own note. Together forming a harmony so deep, it feels more like touch than sound. He raises his hand and a star drifts closer, resting against his palm like a warm stone. The light seeps into him, filling him with calm, filling him with warmth, filling him with peace. That same warmth flows outward into you as you listen. You may feel it like a gentle glow in your chest, radiating outward, reaching your arms, your legs, your fingertips, until your whole body feels bathed in a quiet golden ease. Your breath deepens, your body softens. You are safe in this glow, just as the shepherd is safe among the stars. The sheep remain curled in their soft mounds, their bodies pressed close for comfort, their bells silent now. They are fully surrendered to sleep, carried on the same lullaby that carries the shepherd, that carries you. And so, the meadow holds all of it, the silence, the dreams, the stars, the music. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is restless. Everything is exactly as it should be, waiting only for rest to deepen, for stillness to settle, for night to continue its long, soothing song. The night now feels like an embrace, wrapping shepherd, flock, and listener in layers of quiet. The darkness is not empty, but full of softness, full of stillness, full of the unspoken promise that rest is here and rest is safe. The shepherd's breathing is slow and even, steady as the tide. His chest rises, his chest falls, each movement a rhythm older than memory. With every inhale, the meadow seems to draw breath with him. With every exhale, the meadow releases, falling deeper into peace. The sheep lie close together, their bodies blending into the soft landscape as though they, too, are part of the earth. Their bells are nearly silent now, only the faintest tremor of sound drifting once in a long while. That tiny chime is like the heartbeat of the night, gentle, steady, unhurried. The sky above deepens, its stars glowing brighter as though aware of the hush below. They do not twinkle in haste, but shine with patience, holding their place like watchful guardians. In their glow, the meadow feels eternal, untouched by time. In his dreams, the shepherd finds himself walking along a path of silver mist. The flute in his hands plays on its own, notes drifting outward like ripples across still water. Each sound softens the air, softens the ground, softens his own spirit. Around him, the sheep drift like clouds, bells ringing not from metal, but from light, each one a soft shimmer in the dreamscape. And you, listening, are invited to walk beside him. Imagine the cool mist beneath your feet, gentle as silk. Imagine the music of the flute curling around you. A melody that belongs not to the world of waking, but to the world of dreaming. With every note, you are carried further away from the weight of thought, away from the noise of the day, deeper into calm, deeper into rest. The shepherd's night song is now everywhere in the stars, in the bells, in the wind, in your breath. It whispers, you may let go now, you may drift, you may rest. And the night, infinite and tender, continues to sing. The meadow is quiet to its very roots, as though the earth itself has entered into slumber. Every blade of grass leans in stillness, every stone rests without weight, every shadow lies soft and unbroken. The hush is so complete that even the stars above seem to listen, shining with a kind of reverence for the silence below. The shepherd lies as though cradled by the ground, his body heavy, his spirit free. His face is serene, the lines softened, the corners of his mouth relaxed into peace. With each breath, he drifts further into the dream world, where music and light are endless companions. The flock mirrors his stillness. Their breaths rise and fall in unison, a quiet tide rolling across the field. The warmth of their gathered bodies lingers in the cool air, and even without movement, their presence hums like a low, steady chord beneath the night. Occasionally, the tiniest ring of a bell breaks the silence, a note so faint it feels more imagined than heard. Yet each note deepens the quiet, like ripples fading into still water. In his dreams, the shepherd is seated beside a fire that burns without flame. Its glow is soft, golden, and endless. A light that warms without heat, that soothes without consuming. He lifts his flute, and though his fingers barely move, the melody rises, carried on unseen currents. The song fills the night, not with sound, but with sensation, a gentle loosening. A deep release, a sense of being held in something vast and kind. You too may feel this firelight touch you now. Perhaps as a gentle warmth in your chest, perhaps as a soft glow behind your closed eyes. It spreads slowly, reaching through you, untying knots of thought, softening every edge within you. Each breath you take stokes this glow, brighter with every inhale, calmer with every exhale. And so the night holds you, just as it holds the shepherd, just as it holds the flock. No demands, no burdens, only rest, only ease. Only the quiet lull of the shepherd's night song carrying you deeper, deeper, deeper still. The meadow now feels timeless, a place untouched by the world beyond, suspended in a quiet where nothing stirs except the gentle breath of night itself. Every sound, every motion is softened into a lullaby, and every shadow is tender, holding you in its calm. The shepherd sleeps peacefully, fully embraced by the earth beneath him. His chest rises and falls in a steady rhythm matching the soft pulse of the night. The flock lies gathered close, the faint glimmer of their bells marking the slow, gentle heartbeat of the meadow. Each tiny chime resonates like a secret, echoing softly, fading into the endless calm. The stars above glow softly, infinite in their patient watchfulness. They spill silver light across the field, each beam brushing over the shepherd, over the sheep, over you. Their light does not demand attention, it simply holds, reminding you that you are safe, that you are seen, that you are at rest. In his dreams, the shepherd walks through meadows of starlight, the flute playing notes that seem to arise from the air itself. Each tone is soft, enveloping, as if the night itself is breathing through the music. The sound flows through the field, around the sheep, into every corner of the world, into your own heart. You may notice how your breath slows, how your body sinks deeper into the support beneath you. The melody carries a calm that reaches your mind, untangling the threads of thought, letting every worry dissolve. Each note is a gentle wave, rocking you, cradling you, guiding you further into sleep. The shepherd's night song has become the night itself, fenless, patient, and tender. You're part of this song now, carried within it, embraced by it, moving gently into rest. There's nothing to do, nothing to hold, nothing to worry about. Only this moment, only this quiet, only this perfect peace. And as the night continues its lullaby, you drift further, deeper into the embrace of dreams, guided by the soft, eternal melody of the shepherd's night song.